So I'm lifting heavier now.
Yeah. Love to hear
And I'm
that.
45. I'm lifting heavier now, but I'm also going from Pilates
Mm.
to HIIT. But I love how I'm tightening and then leaning the muscle out. That's what I
Yes.
like always strive for. You feel really proud of yourself and your
Yep.
accomplishment and your body. It's not Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
some realness.
Yeah.
And it works.
Today on The Huddle, I'm joined by Kelly Rowland, who is a serious strength training fanatic, among other things. We chat motherhood, mental health, fitness, self-care, and the routines that keep her grounded through it all. Then on Wellness Curious, we're getting into body recomp, what it actually means, why it's everywhere right now, and what to know if you're trying to lose fat and build muscle. All right, welcome to The Huddle. Today we are joined by Grammy Award-winning singer, actress, entrepreneur, and mom, Kelly Rowland.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
I'm so excited to have you here.
Me too. Excited to be here.
Throughout your career, you have inspired audiences in so many different ways around the world. And over the past several years, you've also been a leading voice on motherhood, self-care, and embracing every stage of life. So again, welcome to The Huddle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me at The Huddle.
Yeah, we're huddling. So I want to start with something that is very near and dear to women's health, which is that in 2020, you were on the cover of Women's Health when you were pregnant.
Yes.
With your second.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
we have them here.
I know.
These gorgeous covers.
Thank you.
One was our newsstand cover.
Yeah.
And then we had this beautiful subscribers cover.
Oh, I love these covers.
We love them so
I loved
much.
being pregnant.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
I remember one of my girlfriends said when I was like, I love being pregnant. She says, I could slap the fire out of you just for saying that. And I understood why. She had a really crazy pregnancy, so I completely understood why. But I really enjoyed my pregnancy. I did work out the whole time.
Did you?
Yeah. Until the day that he decided to grace the world with his presence. Because I remember also saying to somebody like the 2 days before, my water broke, which was crazy. But I said, they said, when is he due? And I told him when he was due. And I said, but it'd be just my luck if it's like, my water breaks. I said, but that stuff only happens in movies. Yeah. 2 days later, it happened. It was wild.
You put it out into the universe, and
I guess I did.
You kind of,
I
visualized
guess I did.
it.
Yeah.
When you see those covers and thinking about that time, because it was like late 2020.
Yes.
It's amazing that you had such a positive experience with pregnancy.
Yeah.
What do you, when you see those pictures of your bump and think back to that time, like what does that bring to how you feel, or like that memory?
The confidence I had in my bump, but also the fact that everything was still, we were living in some crazy times in 2020. And, that's when COVID hit. I was thinking about my surroundings and how everything just kind of felt like no matter what you touch, I had to be careful. So I literally kept, funny enough, Lysol disinfecting wipes with me. Like it didn't matter where I was wiping down surfaces. I was making sure that I was okay, because I was carrying this seed of my baby, and I didn't want to get sick. I didn't know it was so much going on, and I just kind of felt the stress of that a little bit, but trying to make sure that I stayed very sane and calm from my baby. So
it gives you a whole new perspective.
Yeah, it does.
And you mentioned Lysol disinfecting wipes, and I understand you have a partnership with Lysol. And what does the initiative entail?
Partnering up with Lysol for the Here for Healthy Schools Quality Time Off Grant. It just helps to provide parents, more quality time with their kids, so they're actually healthy, you know what I mean, instead of becoming sick. So it's incredible. I'm really excited about it.
I love that. Looking at the covers there. You were pregnant with your second.
Yes.
How did becoming a mother of two sort of change your own idea of wellness and health and what that means? Because there's such a difference from 0 to 1 and then 1 to 2.
No, it changed tremendously. Because it was so much time at home. And how intense that became so quickly. And I definitely, of course, thought about my health, but I thought about my mental health like everybody else did.
Yeah.
Because yes, you were worried about your physical health, like what would happen if you go out into the world, but your mental health was like, it was a real thing at that time. So I remember waking up, I remember having meditation time, I remember praying a lot. I just remember holding my bump a lot and just, kind of just having like a little one-on-one between me and this new little seed, and making sure that I was taking care of myself and feeling seen. You know what I mean? Seen by self, heard by self. Like, you tired, girl, you tired. You should go put your feet up. You know what I mean? Just something as simple as that. But it's really important.
That makes a difference.
It does.
Yeah. And as you sort of think about that and being a mother of two and that sort of mindset shift, what does that look like now when you think of like what is sort of an ideal healthy day for you as a mother? What does that look like in practice?
Waking up before them is the game changer for me. Because when I wake up before them, I'm not rushing into everything.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They get like a clearer version of me, a strategized version of me, to be honest, because I'm going to wake up, make sure that I'm good. Like I said, I do a prayer, I do a meditation. I get myself ready, I'll work out, and then I'm rolling. Yeah. Like the rest of my day kind of like flows. Yeah. But I like to plan ahead. I like to plan my week ahead. Like Sunday or Monday is usually like my, okay, I want to try this. I want to do this. I want to do this. This is a goal for the week.
Mapping out the schedule.
Yes. And I won't get to all of it, to be completely honest. I'll miss some things and I'll be a little bit disappointed or like, with myself. But I'm like, it happened. Like, then tackle that next week. Yeah. But I try not to be so hard on myself, which still just makes me hard on myself, like we all are. Yeah. So
it's a good goal. It's a good goal.
We're just trying to be great.
There we go.
We're just trying to be great.
Yeah. Especially as mothers.
Yes.
What time do you wake up in the morning? What time's your alarm go off?
It's usually 5:45 now or 6. It's like it's not even an alarm clock anymore. My body's like, hey girl, it's 5:45. Let's roll. It's either 5:45 or 5:50.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I like the 5 o'clock hour. It's a nice time.
It is.
But those days after once you're used to getting up before the kids and having that time, you realize what a mental difference it makes on the days where you sleep in and then you're up with them and you're like, oh, wow.
And then the whole world comes at you at one time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not prepared.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So speaking of workout, you said you work out in the morning. What does your fitness exercise workout routine look like now?
So
what do you like to do?
Lifting heavier now.
Yeah.
And I'm 45. I'm lifting heavier now, but I'm also going from Pilates to HIIT with what else? Now my trainer Marvin has thrown boxing in there. And it's so much fun. But he makes so much fun of me with it because I'm not good yet, but I'm about to be.
Is anybody good at boxing until...
But he's so meticulous about it, which is actually what I love, because he's like, no, hands up. Or the fingers like this, not this. You know what I mean? He's so specific, but I love that because it does make a difference. Even how the posture in which I'm holding my body. The next day, I couldn't move the back half of my leg.
You're like,
and I was like, why? I want to fight him the next day. But he's fantastic. And it's been heavy weights. Pilates, sometimes Pilates with weights. But I love how I'm tightening and then leaning the muscle out. That's what I like always strive for. Yeah, for sure. And a good sweat.
Yes.
A good dry sauna sweat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you're lifting heavy. Is that something that is sort of new or like a new focus for you? I'm curious how your definition of strength has sort of evolved over the years, especially when you think about it in terms of physical strength and exercise.
Well, I mean, in my 20s, I thought like strength was cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll feel cute in this outfit, but I still want to be strong. But I think
it's really about
cute kind of outweighs the strong. And then in my 30s, I said I want to be strong. You know what I mean? I want to be able to I mean, that's when I became a mother, to my first son, Titan. I wanted to be able to have him and do all kinds of things, you know what I mean? And I remember going down and picking something up from my tub, and I saw my back muscles. I called my trainer the next day. I said, I'm in at 8, let's go. I was like, I want more, because I think that, like, you feel really proud of yourself and your accomplishment and your body, you know what I mean? And strong in your body. It's like, I felt just better in my skin about it. And now that, I'm learning about my body evolving, I don't necessarily say aging anymore as much as it's evolving.
I love that.
And it's a beautiful thing. But I want to be able to stand upright, not have poor posture, and my this hurt or my that hurt. You know what I mean? Like last week I had a back injury, but it was due to me not stretching the night before. Stretching is a game changer. Why don't people tell you these things?
I know.
That stretching,
or why don't you do them? I feel like.
Okay, so that's the tough part too. It's like doing it every night. But when I was on tour last year with Brandy and Monica, every night I stretched.
Really?
I had no injuries on that tour. I had no ailing, no anything after I finished. I felt amazing. I did not get sick. And it wasn't just because it's like stretching. It was just because like I was in this ritual. And I said, this is what they're talking about when they talk about wellness. When you're literally ticking every box and you're taking all the vitamins and you're drinking all the water and you're figuring out this and you're going to the steamer, you're going to the plunge, or all these things incorporate you feeling like sure about everything it is that you need for yourself. And I said, I got it. It's not Kool-Aid. It's like some realness. And it works. It does work.
Oh, I think that's such a good point, because it's so much about how all these things make you feel, right? Like maybe it wasn't just the stretching, or maybe it wasn't just the sauna.
No, everything
but
loves each other.
Yes, it's all doing good things to your body. And how you feel about it, which makes you stronger, less sick, all these things.
And a moment, like after I would come off the stage, I would just be quiet. You know what I mean? To myself, like whether it was thank you for working for me in that 30 minutes or whatever it was, I really appreciate it. Let's go tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. It's just having just a reverence and respect for your body, because like these feet don't have to. I know it sounds silly to sometimes talk to your body, but you should. You know what I mean? We talk to ourselves all the time. My hairstylist was just telling me that. I said, I really want to stop eating sugar, but I can't. She was like, well, if you tell yourself you can't, then you won't. I go, okay. So it does work, you know?
It makes a difference. I do want that stretching routine, though.
Girl,
that
does sound... you know which one I have? Is it stretch it? Or, no, down dog.
Down dog. Okay.
Down dog.
Is it an app?
Yes, app.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That sounds lovely. I mean, so you're inspiring me to stretch more.
Yeah, a stretch app is great. It goes a long way.
Yeah. In terms of these, the exercise habits and the different sort of wellness habits, how do you think about sort of modeling these healthy habits for your kids without making it seem like everything has to be perfect?
You just do
precision.
It. Don't you think you just do it?
Yeah.
I just think that when they see you caring. So my son had a soda. And it was so funny because a girlfriend of mine said, I don't know if you want to drink that because of the sugar. And he says, yes, I do. She pours the sugar into the glass. And she said, go ahead, have it. And he said, no, I'm cool. But he just had a soda yesterday, by the way. He's a kid. Like, I get it. He's a kid.
Moderation. I think that comes to, like, modeling, the healthy habits, but also leaving room for them being kids, and however that plays out.
He's got the rest of his life to drink water.
What is, speaking of wellness, is there a certain wellness trend that you've tried recently that you were like, this is amazing, I'm gonna keep doing this?
The red light for the body, and also the vibrating plate. I bought one. It is a game changer. It is a game changer. I'm hoping it's going to like release some of the cellulite in my thighs.
I don't know about that, but if it feels good,
exactly.
If it feels good,
that's all that matters.
That's what matters.
Exactly. But I do love it. Like I genuinely love it. Someone was telling me about biohacking.
Yes.
I still don't know what it is yet, but I do want to know. Because there's a young lady whom I just met, and she looks 12, but she is 52.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's extreme.
Exactly. It's very extreme, but she's like petite. Her hair is not gray.
Yeah.
She's like, seems like she's just doing everything right. And whatever she tells me to do, I might do it. But I need to know what it is first.
Yeah. Well, I feel like what you're already doing is what a lot of the experts say is like the original biohacks are like these things like,
drink water.
like self-care, water, like exercise, strength training. Those are the, I feel like there's been a lot of like gimmicky stuff out there, but I feel like you're already biohacking whether you realize it or not.
Well, thank you. I just want all the tricks.
Everything. All right, is there something surprising you've done in the name of self-care? Something that you're like, this was wild, but feels really good.
No, nothing surprising yet. I wouldn't.
But you're open to it.
I'm totally open. Yeah.
I love that. On the opposite of surprising, what about, besides exercise, what are your non-negotiables for daily health habits? Like, what are those things that you're like, I am doing this every day because it feels so good?
Stretching.
Yeah.
The stretching feels so good.
Yeah.
The stretching feels so good. And I've actually recently, well, it was now a year and a half ago, I stopped drinking.
Ah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I miss my white wine.
Yeah.
But I feel good.
Good.
I feel really good.
Yeah, makes
my
a difference.
sleep is better. I don't feel as groggy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I remember having a glass or having a little cocktail, and the next day I was like, why is this day so hard? Or my brain fog really bad. But yeah, I'm trying to notice things with food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And how it makes you feel.
And how it makes
the
me
next
feel.
day, the next morning. Yeah.
Exactly.
That is a great one. Going back to motherhood, is there something that you tell, whether they're moms to be or women that are wanting to be mothers someday, is there like one piece of advice or something that you tell them about being a mother and how you can do that and still have a thriving career and everything else that's going on in your life?
I don't know that you can have it all at once, but you can have it all at once, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Because you're constantly juggling all these different things. You know what I mean? I think that you figure it out. You figure out what your best approach and method to life, relationship, your relationship with motherhood, your job, your space, everything. You figure it out, but it's on your terms. You can't look to somebody else's journey and compare it to yours because everything's so different. You know what I mean? You're different of a human being. Your kid is different. Your job is different. Your upbringing is different. Your response is different. You know what I mean? So you have to be willing and ready and humble to want to figure it out because number one, you deserve to, and to be patient with yourself and to know, I'm gonna mess this up, but I'm gonna figure this thing out. And when I do, I'm such a badass. I think that that's important to know and to give yourself, when you get it right, pat yourself on the back because who else is gonna do it? You know what I mean? Or look in the mirror and say, girl, we did that. We figured that out.
Yeah.
Because I used to do this high five thing and I thought it was really corny. I heard someone say, oh, high five. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I did that one day when I was really proud of myself and it just really awakened something.
What do? You high five yourself?
It's literally just like, yes, we did that. It's like a simple, like, you know what I mean? I figured it out or whatever it might be. But yeah, I think that it's important to give yourself credit, to give yourself grace, and to have fun while you're doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Because kids are great. Life is a blessing. Every day we wake up and get a chance to look at ourselves and breathe and get the opportunity of our limbs and move and shake and think and be and exist in the world. Then we're not finished with our journey. So act like it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you really can have it all. In
Yes.
that sense, when you have
You
that
got to
sort of
figure it out, but
perspective.
you can have it all, but you got to figure it out.
Yeah. And know that that's going to be okay.
Yes,
and
on
you can
your
have fun
terms.
along the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking of fun and happiness, what's bringing you joy? Like, what makes you so happy right now, besides your kids?
What makes me happy? Creativity makes me very happy.
Ah.
Yeah, creativity makes me very happy. I'm in a really great creative space right now. And that's with so many different things, from work to coming home when I cook, so many different things, but like just sitting outside,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, creativity is making me very happy.
That's
right
cool. I love how you apply it to all different aspects,
Yeah.
even cooking.
Yeah.
Versus it being something like, oh, I have to figure out dinner tonight.
No,
it's
no,
like an
it's gone from like the studio
Yeah.
to the kitchen to the
Yeah.
closet to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, last question.
Yes.
If you had to decide or say one mantra that you have, do you use mantras? Do you think about mantras? Like, is there something that you tell yourself or that you sort of use when you need to like dig deep or give yourself the high five?
You figured out things way greater. You'll figure this one out. Yeah. Because every time I think like, I'm like, oh my God, it's like, you've been in a worse situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll figure this one out. Chill out.
Yeah.
So I just like to try to give myself a minute and be like, okay, you'll figure it out. Or I have no control over this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just being honest with whatever is presented to me.
Yeah.
And trying to handle it with grace as much as possible.
Yeah.
Whether it has to do with me or not, you know. And when it comes to people are people. Doesn't matter. So you just gotta.
You figure it out.
You figure it out. Yeah. Things far greater. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful moment to wrap up on. Kelly, thank you so much for being
you
here in
so
the Huddle.
much. And thank you for these great questions.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I could ask you questions all day, but we you know, I know we're on time.
Yes.
So thank you again.
Thank you again.
Yes. This week on Wellness Curious, we talk body recomposition and why the real focus should be on building muscle, not just losing weight. Okay, today on Wellness Curious, we are talking about body recomp. And this is a very buzzy subject. A lot of people are talking about it, a lot of chatter on social media. So I am here with Corey Ritchie, who is the Women's Health Fitness Editor, also a certified strength and conditioning specialist. So she is going to help us understand a little bit more about what body recomp is and what it is not, because there are a lot of myths out there. So first of all, when someone says, I'm trying to recomp my body or I'm working on body recomp, what do they mean? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, so body recomp at its simplest is the recomposition of your body, obviously. So the goal for this is to gain muscle while simultaneously losing fat. And the interesting thing about this is not that long ago, scientists, trainers, everybody genuinely believed that this wasn't a thing you could do.
That it was impossible.
It was
to
impossible.
Do that.
I remember I was training clients 5 years ago and they would tell me that they wanted to lose fat and gain muscle. I remember telling them that they couldn't do both at the same time. And I was like, you have to pick a priority here. And in recent years, we actually have discovered that it is possible to do. It is very difficult. There's a very, very fine line of exactly how you need to eat, train, recover to be able to bridge that gap and do both at the same time. But now that we know that, and now that we know that you can get the best of both worlds and you can build that muscle that everybody wants for health and longevity, but also losing that stubborn body fat that a lot of people want to get rid of, it's really become kind of the future of fat loss and weight loss and is kind of becoming this next goal that I think a lot of people, especially women, are moving towards.
And in many ways, it's a positive thing, right? Because for so long, the messaging was just around just like losing weight and weight loss and you know how that came through in a whole bunch of different ways, both positive and also sometimes very negative. So this idea that now it's a sort of fitness or body goal that really does focus on the additive piece of building muscle, right? So do you think that, you know, this sort of larger conversation around it and this reignited sort of focus on it is a positive thing? Is it a good thing?
Absolutely. I do think it is. I think the thing that can make it a little toxic, a little scary is more based in how people go about achieving body recomp. So I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with the goal of wanting to lose some body fat and wanting to gain muscle. Both of those are totally worthwhile goals and are important to your health.
Yeah.
But oftentimes I feel like people say that they want to achieve body recomp when they don't really understand how to do that, and they don't understand how the nuances around it are different than just losing weight, right?
And what are they?
So in the past, when we used to talk about losing weight,
Yeah.
you obviously needed to be in a calorie deficit. You needed to work out to get into that calorie deficit. And with body recomp, you need to make sure that you are eating enough to also gain muscle. And that's a super, super fine line.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll see clients who just focus way too hard into the fat loss portion of things and forget about the muscle gain. And when you forget about the muscle gain, you're going to end up just losing weight and not building muscle. So you really have to make sure that you are eating enough. You do want to be in a very, very minimal deficit, about 200 to 500 calories a day, preferably around 200 if you really want to be successful. And then you really have to prioritize that protein. And I know that we're so sick of talking about protein.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
it.
There's
no such thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just, it's so important, especially for the muscle building process. And strength training and really kind of, obviously not negating cardio by any means, but you want to focus a lot of your workouts into true strength training. That means pushing your sets and your reps closer and closer to failure safely, obviously, to get that muscle building stimulus so that your body is focused on that muscle gain. But all of those habits also translate into fat loss, right? Getting in the gym, working out means that you are going to be burning more calories. Eating enough protein is going to keep you satiated throughout the day so that you are not snacking as much, so that you don't have those added calories. So I think the real key to body recomp is focusing on the muscle gain more so than the weight loss. And I think that's where things start to get a little messy for people and why it's such a difficult goal to achieve.
Yeah, because it is, as you said, a fine line. But I think that's ultimately, as you're explaining how to successfully do it, it really is, it's the focus on the muscle and the muscle building and how protein comes in and the strength training and what you're doing there. And then the fat loss, not that it's a sort of side effect of it, but it comes with that if you're doing all of those other things in a hypothetical ideal way as much as possible.
Exactly. And hypothetically, if you're focusing more on the weight loss aspect, you're not going to get the muscle gain. If you're not focusing on the protein, if you're only focusing on cutting your calories, you're going to lose fat and you're going to lose muscle.
Which
because
is
you're
the opposite of what we're talking about.
Exactly. So it really comes down to being successful in body recomp means focusing on the muscle gain portion of things, and the fat loss will come with it.
That's so fascinating, and we don't hear that message enough.
With
the protein, I know we said everyone's sick of talking about protein, but I'm going to ask another protein question.
I'm not sick of talking about it, for the record.
Okay. This is a safe space to keep talking about protein. For body recomp specifically, focusing on protein and getting enough protein, does it matter the type of protein? Does it matter the timing of the protein around your workouts? Get into some of the nuances that we know exist around protein.
Here's the thing about protein. It's so hard to hit protein goals, and protein goals obviously is going to be different from person to person, right? But generally you want about 1 gram per kilogram of body weight for muscle building. Obviously that number is much lower for just maintaining your muscle. So if we're talking in terms of body recomp, that's what it looks like. And that's a really hard number to hit. People don't realize how much protein that really is. So obviously, if we're talking about optimizing things, whole foods, fish, meat, lentils, beans, that kind of stuff should be your number one pick, right? Timing would be great to have it right after a workout. But here's the thing I tell everybody, and I tell all of my clients this. If those things are prohibiting you from hitting that goal anyway, don't worry too much about it. If you have to supplement with a protein powder, if you have to supplement with a protein bar, if you have to supplement with a protein chip because that's the thing that's going to get you to eat your protein, they're not terrible. Do it. I'm okay with that. Obviously, you do not want 100% of your protein to come from a protein chip
packaged
or snacks. Yeah, of course. And anyone's going to tell you that. But if those are the small, easy, digestible changes that you need to make to be able to hit that number, I think any good trainer is going to tell you to do it. And that's fine. I love 10 out of 10, love a Yasso bar at the end of the night. It's only 5 grams of protein, which is not a lot of grams of protein, but they're like a low-calorie Greek yogurt way of getting your protein in at the end of the day.
And they feel like indulgent. They're like thick, and it doesn't feel like a tiny little
So if
thing.
if those kind of cheat hacks are your way into getting those things, it's okay. I care way more about you actually hitting protein numbers than absolutely 100% optimizing where to get it from and when to take it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now with the strength training and wanting to make sure that you're hitting that muscle building stimulus, any similar guidelines for that? Like, you want to make sure you're lifting heavy, or you know, what does that look like?
So the exciting thing about muscle research recently, and I love talking about this, is a lot of the research that's come out over the last couple months is really telling us that you can build muscle anywhere from 2 reps to 30 reps. We no longer care about rep ranges anymore. Obviously, the more reps you're doing, the more that relates to muscular endurance. The less reps you're doing, the more that relates to power and things like that. There are nuances there. But if your goal is muscle, you don't have to focus so deeply on hitting those 8 reps, on hitting those 10 reps, on hitting those 12 reps. The thing that is really going to make a difference is the stimulus that you are providing to your muscles. So it's really, really about taking them as close to failure safely as you can, but also that doesn't mean that you need to be maxing out every single lift. We've been finding that you can still build muscle 3-4 reps away from failure. So you're really getting up there in terms of your rate of exertion. But you don't have to be stressing yourself out.
You don't have to be like on the floor.
You don't need to be dying through your workouts. Absolutely not. So the really key goal is just hitting 2 to 3 reps away from failure. 3 to 4 sets a week for your muscle groups is ideal. And obviously, the more you do that, the more stimulus you're going to get, the more muscle you're going to grow. So you can build on that. But that is your key thing. Just focus on that stimulus that you are putting in. Focus on that effort. And make sure you're doing it safely. There's a lot of ways to do that. You can get a buddy to help you to make sure that they can watch your form. They can also motivate you. It's probably the biggest tip I give people. If you really want to focus on that energy exertion, find somebody to help push you there. You can do that. You can obviously up your weights is the most effective way to do so. You can slow down your reps. If you feel like you've hit 8 reps and you feel like you could do 30 more, just slow down the tempo a little bit until you feel that 2-3 reps away from failure. There's loads of ways to do it, which is awesome because it means we no longer have to go by this perfect script of rep ranges, and we don't have to focus so much on hitting that perfect 8 reps every single time.
You can get to the same end goal in different ways.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Very interesting and helpful. I feel like I now know how to recomp my body if and so I would choose so. But I think another thing that is important to talk about are, and we touched on this a little bit, and you talked about the different nuances, but are the various myths that exist out there. Because this is such a buzzy term and concept, what are some of the other myths or the biggest ones around body recomp that you wish would go away forever, that are confusing people?
I don't know if you could necessarily call this a myth, but I do think that the amount that we're talking about body recomp and the priority that we are placing on this goal kind of negates its difficulty a little bit.
Like it feels too easy almost.
Well, I think people think it's easy. Or think that it's as cut and dry as, frankly, weight loss is, right? Weight loss is very cut and dry. You gotta burn more calories than you are putting in. Body recomp, you gotta make sure you're eating enough calories. You gotta make sure those calories are coming from protein and coming from a place that it supports muscle gain. So I think when it just gets kind of thrown around in the vernacular, people are like, this is the goal I should hit. But it is a goal that you really have to dedicate some time and effort into. And it absolutely doesn't mean it's not worth it. It's completely worth it. But if you have other priorities, and it doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that you really have to understand what you're getting yourself into.
That's such a good point, because I do think that because everyone's talking about it and because there is the fat loss component, sometimes it's used interchangeably with weight loss, right? Like, but that's not what we're talking about.
It's not what we're talking about.
This is a different, very specific and intentional, and in some ways hard thing to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely more difficult than other fitness goals.
Yeah.
It also takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I think people get really frustrated with that. And I completely understand why, right?
You mean time, like duration,
yes.
right? Like months.
Yeah. Especially if you are an already trained person.
Yeah.
If you're somebody who has never stepped foot in a gym before, has never lifted a weight before, you're going to see some solid progress relatively quickly because your muscles are not used to that stimulus. So putting them under that stimulus is going to cause them to grow relatively fast. But everybody is going to hit a baseline where muscle growth is going to become difficult. And if you have already been strength training for quite some time and this is a new goal for you, you really have to be patient with it. Again, we're playing with a very narrow range in terms of calorie consumption, of maintaining versus cutting, for lack of a better term. And seeing the change that comes with that really small range of calorie consumption, it takes time.
Yeah.
It's going to take time for your body to evolve with that.
Yeah.
So I think people get very frustrated, and it doesn't mean it's not going to work. You just have to be super patient with it.
Yeah.
You got to give it more time than you think you do. And I mean, always getting help from a professional is going to make these things way easier. Getting a trainer, getting a dietitian so that they can really lay out a plan for you to follow. It's tough to just create a plan on your own.
Yeah. I was going to ask the one thing that you want everyone to know or remember about Body Recom, which may be a little bit of what you just shared.
I was going to say
that sort of like one takeaway. What is that?
2 sentences. Focus on the muscle. Be patient.
I love that.
That's it.
Focus on the muscle. 6 words.
6 words.
You made a
That's
6-word prose.
Put it on a banner.
There
Hang
we
it up
go.
everywhere.
Make t-shirts.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you for demystifying Body Recomp on Wellness Curious.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are all that much more informed. So thank you, Corey.
Thanks for having me.